Welcome, everyone. Just here in Lynn Woods. Decided to go for a little walk. Do a little walk and talk discussing my recent sailing adventure, which was pretty awesome. I will say, my first time on a cruise. I was kind of nervous beforehand because, wasn't really sure what to expect. And I'm not really going to be breaking down the days per se. More just the overall experience of it all I was going to discuss. I remember seeing that island on fire before. As much as I do like filming near the water here, it's quite the breeze flowing. There's also quite a few people here today. I mean, it is 79 degrees. So that's to be expected on a very beautiful day such as today. I will, however, not be venturing off the beaten path too much today. The last time I went to Lynn Woods experience. But, just a little walk and talk. So I was also going to compare a little bit, cruising versus training, going on the train. So I've been doing that for 10 years now. It's crazy, right? 10 years I've been traveling by train, and yet I haven't even been on a real one this year. Only MBTA trains. Hopefully I will book maybe just a small train trip on Amtrak. Hopefully maybe to Maine, maybe to New York, maybe even to DC or Burlington, Vermont. I don't know. Somewhere not super long getaway, nothing cross country or down the whole coast, or not this year. I'm hoping next year, returning to Florida, taking a train all the way down to Florida. But that's for another time. The differences between going on a train for several days and a cruise are really not, aside from you're just living on a mode of transportation or a vehicle transportation, and both times you're kind of swaying and rocking. That's one of the things I was nervous about going on. Is I'm not very good with flying. I get sick every time I fly. One of the reasons I started traveling by train, actually. And on a boat, on a smaller boat, I took a ferry before years ago and got pretty wavy, and I got very sick. So I was trying not to have that happen again. Or I was kind of nervous that might happen, even though it's a much bigger ship. And I did get a little queasy on the first day, well, the first full day at sea. Might have had something to do with the constant drinking from the first day. But it was kind of, it was moving around a lot. The pool, was splashing out. There was water splashing out of it. I mean, I didn't even mind it. I thought it looked cool, but I went and hid in my room for a little while. Nonetheless, I don't even think I'm on a trail anymore. Oh boy. Sorry. That's staying in. Yeah, I think the trail's back that way. I think I might need to move backwards, walking through all these sticks. I mean, this could be a path. I know there's a bug flying in my ear. I don't know, I think I'm gonna keep following it. But anyways, back to what I was saying, if I can remember what I was saying. I was a bit nervous anyways about it. I'm always a little anxious when I traveled across the country on a train last year. I was also quite nervous. You know, it's not really about the train. It's just, you know, you're always worried. I'm at least always worried something's gonna go wrong. You know, something's gonna happen. Plans are gonna get messed up, which, I mean, they did. They did, but I made do, and it turned up being pretty good. So this was kind of a more like, when I'm on a train, I'm like, okay, I got to take the train. I'll be in Chicago for hours, so I had to figure out something to do in Chicago, which I did. I would have liked to do more if everything didn't get fouled up and I was there for a long amount of time. Then I definitely would have taken the boat tour. But since everything got messed up time-wise, didn't have enough time to really do that in Chicago on the return trip. Oh, here's the trail. Finally. But the cool thing about the cruise was I didn't really, there was 3 days we were in Bermuda. I knew one of those days I was going to the wedding. I knew one of those days I was going to the beach. So it was really just the first day we had a plan. I really wanted to go to that Irish pub, Flanagan's, because that's what I like to do whenever I travel, is find Irish pubs and have a pint of Guinness. And so I was happy when we did that. I was not expecting Bermuda to be kind of how Bermuda was. Really cool getting off the boat and hearing Bob Marley coming in from the cold right away. That was kind of cool. And that bar Flanagan's was really cool. Then we got on the bus, and I mean, it was an interesting walk. That's actually the last time I was on a nature walk before right now. And I've been back for a few weeks now. I think 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago yesterday is when I returned. So, I mean, we're a week after 4th of July. I've been working non-stop pretty much since I returned. So I haven't really had a chance to come out and do this. I also just posted a video, the last video from the ship today. And of course, the wind has to blow quite a bit, so you probably can't hear me. As nice as that breeze feels, isn't doing much for me while I'm talking. Gonna let it pass. Lots of damage. That tree definitely has fallen. Uprooted. A lot of fallen trees. I wonder if this is from those fires. I mean, I can tell the wood over there looks pretty burnt from those forest fires last fall. But I don't know if that's what caused all these trees to fall over here. So getting back to what I was talking about, before the wind disturbed me. Didn't really disturb me, but it probably muffled my voice. So you couldn't hear me because it was probably, because that's what the wind will do. If you've watched my channel or anyone's channel that's been out in wind, you would see that. But I don't even remember what I was saying about the cruise. All I know is I had a lot of fun on the cruise. I mean, I have a lot of fun on the train. It's a lot different. I mean, basically living. So some of the things I would think about is like, you know, I have had a bedroom in a train before, like a full bedroom, not just a roomette. I know on my videos, I only had a roomette because I usually get roomettes. But one time they upgraded me to an actual full bedroom, which was really awesome because then you get your own private bathroom and everything and your own shower. I did not utilize the shower when I had the room because It's basically right over where the toilet is. And I didn't need to utilize the shower on that trip because it was only a day. So when I was going to Florida, you know, I showered before I left. And then when I got to my hotel the next day, I showered then. So I really didn't need it. But doing the 3-day train trip, I definitely needed to shower. And that shower was really awesome. Shower on the boat was pretty good too, but I mean, just the pressure that the one on the train had was amazing. I mean, it's an awesome shower. Of course, that one wasn't in my room. That was like kind of a public shower, just for the people in the rooms and roomettes. It's like a whole separate section. Whereas when you're on the cruise, there's entertainment, there's a lot of things to do. There's not really any of that on the train. So that's one of the reasons I say it's vastly different. They're vastly different experiences, except for you're traveling somewhere. I love traveling by both ways. So I was telling myself the next time I get on a plane, it'll probably be to go overseas somewhere that you can't really take a train. Because if I'm staying in this land, in North America, and there's a train that goes there, I'd rather just take a train. I enjoy it. It's very relaxing for me. A lot of people like to just get someplace really quick. I'd rather take my time. Part of the fun. Now, I was thinking maybe trying to do a transatlantic cruise. Now that I have been on a cruise, and I know that I like it. So maybe that'll happen. We'll see. It all depends on how many of you hit that subscribe button. Because if a very lot of you hit that subscribe button, then it may come to fruition at some point. But if very few people, I mean, I can't really complain. I think since I was on the cruise, I've gone from 313 to 345. So some people are watching and subscribing. If you're watching, please would ask you to hit that subscribe button. It would really help me out. And since I've been back, like I was saying before, I've just been working nonstop. I do have other videos. I'm gonna post this first because it's about the cruise, and I just finished. I put my room review up today. Today is July the 12th. So I went to Wu-Tang last night. That video will be coming out in a while. I saw Rabbit Foot, that's coming out. Soul Rebel Project, that's coming out. And I got a 4th of July video, all coming out. But this one's gonna come out first, just because it pertains to the cruise. It also is getting extremely buggy in here as I walk uphill. Perhaps that's why I'm sweating more and attracting more of these insects to come and fly around in my face. And I think I was discussing the first day in Bermuda with the railway trail that we were walking on, that we got kind of lost in a park. And we were trying to find places. I of course dressed wrong for that day. I thought we were just gonna be getting onto a bus, going to like tourist attraction kind of things. But I mean, that was an awesome walk, and it was very beautiful, very scenic. Go check out that video if you're just seeing this without seeing all of those videos. This is just kind of a retrospect on the cruise, and I do want to cruise again. I don't know, I mean, I'd love to. If I had all the time off in the world, I would cruise a lot more often, but I do not, because pretty much those 2 weeks, and then I have a week off at the end of the summer, which I'm gonna try to be doing some things then I'm gonna have to take some days off for other weddings that I have coming up. I'm supposed to go up to the Highland Games, so I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough days to take off for essential things that I need to do. So that's kind of the bummer about my job and not being able to do all the things that I'd like to do, because you know, it's like work, forced overtime, forced in on my days off. Makes it very difficult to get out and do things. Also, it tires me out very much. I'm a little bummed out we didn't get to go to the Crystal Caves. This is not the Crystal Caves, this is Dungeon Rock here in Lynn Woods. So not quite the Crystal Cave, but it is a cave indeed. The lemon squeeze that I will not be trying to do. Maybe I will someday. Maybe I'll try if I can shed a few pounds. Ever since I was on the ship eating food all the time, my whole eating routine has been a little off. So I gotta get back to eating a little bit more healthy. You know, it was just so convenient with the buffet and the Oceans, where I could go get wings at pretty much any time I wanted to. It was definitely awesome. But since I've been back and I've been working a lot, it's been more eating out than I would like to be doing. You know, unless it's like a restaurant or something. But I mean stopping at like McDonald's for breakfast, or you know, grabbing a sub or something for lunch from a place, which I do enjoy. But I mean, just not all the time, because I'm too tired to cook. You know, what I like to do is I like to cook a bunch of food on like a day off. Maybe tomorrow I'll be doing some grilling if I don't go to the beach. I might try to go to the beach. Maybe I'll try to do both. Maybe I'll grill at the beach. Probably not. I don't even know if that'd be allowed. But it depends on the beach, I guess. Maybe I could go up to Pawtuckaway, since I have not camped there. And maybe I can try that out. Oh my God, these bugs are ridiculous. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll go up to Pawtuckaway State Park and just go to the beach there for the day. Probably not, but I might. If I know people that are going to the beach tomorrow, perhaps I will go join them at said beach. Maybe I'll just go to a beach by my lonesome. Who knows? But I definitely like to beach it up tomorrow, especially if it's going to be warm, which not even sure if it is or not. Get that little structure in the background. Ever since that last time I was in Lynn Woods, I'm a little nervous to go check out things that are a little bit off the beaten path. Okay, there's no one behind there with no pants on, because you never know. I don't know what the structure is. I do know that these mosquitoes are driving me crazy, so can't really stick around. There's a lot of clovers though, like a little frog, toad, whatnot. I don't even know if it's getting picked up on here. I don't even know why I've been having trouble like trying to zoom and focus on things lately. Don't know why that is, but at some point I would like to get, you know, one of those actual vlogging cameras, because then you can just kind of turn the thing around without, like this, I have to stop recording and then start recording again. So if I want to flip it around, you know, whereas that thing you can just like press a button. It's expensive, but hopefully at some point. I do like my phone. I do have a camera. A lot of those videos from Disney from a few years ago. Oh my good Lord, get out of here, bugs. I should have put on some bug spray. My bad. Yeah, they're like right in my ear. So, anywho, that's for another day. But yeah, my camera, it's not bad. It's also not really something, you know, it's actually small enough to fit in my pocket. But I don't know, it's just something about it. I feel like this phone is new, so I feel like this camera is kind of better on this. So yeah, I have like the old Disney and the old train videos, put some like throwback stuff on there. And that's from that camera. So I'm slowly trying to get some of the older footage that I've taken. There's a massive tree with boulders stuck in the roots. That's actually really cool. Oh yeah, you can't see it, but there's just a million bugs all over me. So yeah, I think I'm gonna not go to Union Rock, but I think I'm just gonna follow this trail out. If I have anything left to say, I might just say it after, because these bugs are really, really bugging me. I pretty much wish I had like a flamethrower and just could kill all of the bugs all around me, because this is ridiculous. This is like the worst bugs I've had around me in quite some time. I kind of can't believe that I was right near the water that whole time. No bugs were around me at all. I come a little bit inland and bugs galore. I really don't even know where they're all coming from, but probably from, you know, the normal bug birth, I'm assuming. But this is horrible. Like I can't even deal with this. I think I'll cut down this path. Maybe they'll stay up on this path while I go down this path. Very, very unlikely, but that's wishful thinking, I guess. Maybe it was that breeze that was coming off the water. You know, there's like one or two here and there. As soon as I went around that bend near Dungeon Rock, it's just, they've been relentless ever since. So I'm thinking maybe that wind was a good thing, because the wind I'd prefer to deal with over these stupid bugs. That is for 100% sure. And I mean, I wouldn't really have that big of a problem with them if they weren't just swarming around me nonstop. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my sweat, the sweating from this very strenuous hike. Just kidding, it's not that strenuous. I should have wore different shoes, but I'm still in Lynn because I went to Wu-Tang last night. So, you know, I was gonna go up and do the rail trail thing like I did after my cross-country trip on that retrospect. But no, I came to Lynn because I'm just heading back to the homestead from the second homestead, and I figured I'm gonna go check out Lynn Woods. I believe I have quite a few rail trail videos. Not too many Linwood videos. This will be the third. This will be the third, and I don't even know how many rail trail ones. It's at least 6 or 7. I want to say. I might make a playlist just for rail trail videos, just to keep an accurate count on them. Maybe I'll start one for Linwoods, and I'll have to remember I did bring bug spray. There's bug spray in my vehicle. Just did not utilize it before coming into the woods like an idiot. These would all make some pretty good all-night burn logs for a fire. Perhaps this is the culprit, the sitting still water, where all these insects are hatching from. We have got a lot of rain this year, pretty much every weekend. This is Saturday today. This is my weekend. The last time I had a weekend was up in Vermont where it pretty much rained the whole time. It appears they do have bat boxes to try to keep the mosquito population down a bit, so the bats have somewhere to go. Might be some sleeping bats in there as we speak. I know they are nocturnal and won't be out till the evening, but I wish they would come out and give a little hand with some of this bug relief right now. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about the bugs. Back to the cruise. It was awesome. I loved it. I want to do more cruises. I want to go to the Caribbean. I want to go back to Bermuda at some point. I want to do more train videos. I want to do more cruise videos. I want to go to the Bahamas and Jamaica and New Orleans. I want to go back to New Orleans so badly. Maybe not on a cruise. You know, it would be cool if I could take a train to New Orleans, which I can, because I've done that before. I did that in 2016. So that was my second real train ride. By real, I mean like going further than like New York City, you know. My first Amtrak train ride was actually in 2008 when I went down to see the Rock the Bell show in New York, and I was meeting with people there, and they just made the Acela. They had just dropped the Acela on us. So I was fairly interested in trains before that, but never really, aside from, you know, commuter trains, subways in New York, subways in Boston. I really hadn't been on a heck of a lot of trains. So I wanted to do the Acela, and I did, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. But when I was at Penn Station, you know, I'm looking at all the boards and I'm just seeing all the different places. So I did want to do that at that time, but I did not do that at that time. I waited till 2015. 2015, when we had all those blizzards. If you're in this area of the world in 2015, we had a blizzard every single week in 2015. Every single, I feel like, Sunday, Monday, blizzard, huge blizzard. The snow was way taller than me. I'm 6 feet tall. Snow is probably like 7 feet tall. The snow banks anyway, because there was nowhere left to put any of the snow. It was bad. So when that happened, I also had a few friends of mine pass away at that time. So it was a very depressing couple months. A friend of mine, Juliana, who was in one of my videos in Denver, because she now lives in Denver. She lived in the Tampa Bay area at the time. So I had been meaning to go down and visit her, and I'm like, hey, what a perfect excuse to take a train. I'm like, I could take a train to Florida. Because every time I had been to Florida, I've always flown. And I mean, one of those times I was stuck in Atlanta airport for like 7 hours because it was snowing up here. But we took a flight from Sarasota to Atlanta, and then we were just stuck in Atlanta all day, basically, waiting to fly back to Boston. I'll never forget that. And I was too young to even drink, so it was even more boring. But anyways, Florida, I want to go back to. I do want to go back to the WDW, Walt Disney World, Universal Studios. I hope the band is still at Universal Studios at the Bob Marley Bar. So that was one of the best experiences. I probably am not going to be doing like whole weeks at these resorts like I have in the past. Before I was on YouTube, I've been posting some of the footage, but I wasn't really vlogging. I wasn't really talking. You know, it was just kind of a weird thing. Seriously, I cannot stop for like 1 second without being swarmed and overtaken by bugs. I mean, even while I'm walking, I am, but if I stop for just a minute, just a couple seconds, I guess I jinxed myself because they're not all swarming on me. Cool. Anyways, I digress. It was I just felt awkward. I still feel awkward. I still feel kind of like an idiot talking into into the phone, looking around, see if people are judging me from a distance. You know, it's kind of an awkward thing. So I didn't really do that. Even when I went to Disneyland this past year and did vlog, very hard to hear me because there's so much talking. So even when I did talk, you could barely hear me. I think it was before I was utilizing my AirPods, even though I don't even think that that makes a heck of a lot of difference. It says it's connected to my microphone, but then I read that you have to download different software. I am a big fan of just recording on the regular camera. I don't really want to download special software and have to open that every time I want to vlog. So, I mean, this is just a lot more convenient for me. So I'm trying to at least talk a little louder, be a little bit more present. And also when I'm talking from this side, this is why I don't think the microphone really works. It sounds a lot different than when I'm talking from this side. It sounds a lot more clear if I'm on this side of the phone for some reason. The camera is better quality on the other side because this is just, you know, the little camera, you know, up here as opposed to like the nice cameras on the other side. But I want to go back to the WDW resort. I want to wait till Big Thunder Mountain is open because if you've seen my Disneyland ride, you might catch on that I'm a big fan. It's my favorite ride ever. So I would like to wait until that reopens, then go down, be able to ride Big Thunder Mountain several times. And, you know, maybe appropriately document things, you know, but we'll see. So, if I could plan a Florida trip plus maybe a cruise, that would be pretty awesome. I'd love to take the train to a cruise. I think would be quite an awesome thing. And I think I'm almost out of the woods. I think I'm just about, I just saw a vehicle, that's why I'm thinking I come out of here, take a left, and I'm out of the woods and away from the bugs. I like that. That's cool. Such a giant tree. Such a big tree. But like that little hole on every side. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat that not even solid into the ground. I mean, all these roots, obviously, this root system is pretty solid. But, you know, that hole right in it, holding up this gigantic tree. Pretty cool. But I may just speak, I'm kind of just yammering on at this point anyway. So maybe I'll just try to close out in my vehicle when I get to it, where I'm not being swarmed by bugs. If I can even think of anything that I'm trying to say. Does that mean cross country? XC? And just back at the homestead. I think I touched on everything and a whole lot more than I wanted to talk about. I mainly wanted to talk about the cruise, and I went way overboard. It was just talking about everything. But it was a nice little walk in the woods. Good to get out in nature. And a couple other things, both the train and the ship have in common is the bad internet. It's impossible to post videos on pretty much both. So that's a dilemma. I could have purchased the internet package, but I was having too much fun. Plus, you know, I posted all of the content, even though it's 3 weeks later. I only really post on days that I have off, and I didn't really have any days off. I actually peppered a few in when I worked on certain days. But I can't wait to go travel again. I'm so exhausted that the thought of traveling right now is a little bit tiring. But, you know, in my mind, that's another problem. In my mind, I want to do so many things. But then, you know, when I do get a day off, I'm so beat up and tired. So hopefully that changes. Probably won't, but who knows. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble on while I walk through the woods about a numerous amount of things. And thank you for subscribing. I know y'all hit that subscribe button, so thank you. Be on the lookout for more videos, and I'll leave you with peace.